I rushed my wife to the altar. Yeah, I rushed her to the altar. I couldn't even give her a chance to look at me and do the and look at me and be like, who is this and who am I marrying? I'm out of here.
Listen up, ladies. These men know that they don't have a lot to offer you. They got to get you under the love spell, lock it down, put you in a contract that you really don't need, ever, and get married to you, make you feel special, make you feel chosen, get you pregnant. Several women in the comments saying, this is what my man did. I'm so happy, 19 years, 30 years. What'd you accomplish besides being married? These men took your life from you, most likely. And some of these men will change up after you have a baby.
There is your husband. Let me tell you why. This woman made a video where she shared that her husband of 17 years told her that the biggest mistake he ever made was getting married to her. And she has to make peace with the fact that her husband never liked her. She was with this man for 20 years, married for 17. They have children together. They have a home together. And this man told her that the biggest mistake he ever made was getting married to her. What was even crazier was the fact that there were women in the comment section saying that they have experienced the exact same thing. So many women had similar experiences. This is an epidemic. Women are finding out that these men do not like them, but they got married to them. They had children with them. They bought homes together. They have investments together, and they never liked those women. This is one of the most diabolical things to experience.
You are a successful, beautiful, unambiguously Black woman. You are narcissist bait, and you need to be careful. I'm a cardiologist. I am also a writer. I escaped an abusive marriage about 1.5 years ago. When I was leaving and seeking out support, unfortunately, my story, which I thought was so wild, I was like, I can't even believe these things happened to me, was the rule, not the exception. I'm talking gorgeous, accomplished Black women who are paying their abusers alimony, who are being dragged back to court by their abusers who are using their children as a vehicle to continue to control them, or honestly who have been left scarred by these experiences. So I have a few thoughts about why we are particularly vulnerable. I think number one, the world hates a successful woman regardless of her color. They especially hate a beautiful, successful woman. Because when I tell you, these girls are bad. If you guys are not following along with the finance baddies divorce stories, that is standard. We are socialized as women in this world, which means that we are told, implicitly or otherwise, that our entire existence is validated by being chosen by a man. A lot of us bookish girlies probably didn't focus too much on our appearance and our looks as we were kind of getting into our fields. We likely did not date very much. And by the time that we had really come into our own, we had now acquired a lot of these achievements that either intimidated a lot of men, whether they like to admit it or not, they never do, or made it so that we were less likely to confer status, which is where I'm going to bring the race part into this. Desirability does not exist in a vacuum. A lot of straight men date for status. If you're a woman, for example, who is larger, who's fat, who has a visible disability, a lot of times these men who may be attracted to you will still hide you, right? So those of us who maybe are darker skinned, etc., who are less likely to confer status under white supremacy, may find ourselves having fewer romantic options when you add the achievement layer to it. I think a lot of us are yearning for that validation in some way. Then you add on the fact that, honestly, the pool is pretty shallow if you are an intelligent woman who is looking for a man who can match your intellect, who you want to be able to talk to him. The thing about narcissists and a lot of these men who have cluster B personality disorders is that they often curate very carefully a mask. They will often be similarly successful, but they carry a deep emptiness and a hollowness inside. These people hate themselves. My hot take, and I am a girl who likes a fruity man, I actually love me a fruity man, is that a lot of these men are battling internalized homophobia because they may be bisexual or not completely straight or maybe even completely gay and are on the DL, and that is where that hatred comes from. They will have everything. They will be the perfect prince on paper. They'll be tall, they'll be handsome, they'll have a good job, and they'll be demons. And I think they target us specifically for a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of times, honestly, they can sense our desperation to be loved. They know that we, in some ways, feel like we have to apologize for the success that we have obtained. They're also aware that a lot of us have a scarcity mindset as far as how many good men are out there. And I think importantly, they know that they can be protected if they mistreat us. They have an understanding that if they themselves are a successful man, that the larger rhetoric will be around protecting them and giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's the Brock Turner effect, the whole promising young man thing. just on steroids because you're a black woman and we don't know how to protect black women already. And then you have the audacity to be in these spaces that you're not supposed to be in. So people are just waiting for a reason. On top of that, people do not like victims of abuse at baseline. A very common story for domestic violence victims, and this is something that definitely happened to me as well, is that they lose a large part of their support network and they choose to leave. On top of that, unfortunately, most of us are unused to safety and softness and care. To generalize, I think that a lot of us are carrying trauma from childhood and have a level of hyper-independence and a fix-it mentality. So we see the brokenness in these men and we say, we'll help you through it, it's okay. That hyper-empathy will get you. I'm not exaggerating, look at the statistics.
1. Narcissists like successful people. Women who are high achievers typically have successful careers or businesses, which make them a valuable target for a narcissist looking for someone to exploit. 2. High-achieving women do not give up easily, even when things get hard. While narcissists will target someone who's going to make them look good and who is willing to overlook their flaws, they also want someone who will stay during narcissistic abuse. 3. High achievers tend to have similar insecurities. They take 100% responsibility, suffer from things like imposter syndrome, and have high personal expectations. Narcissists know how to manipulate their insecurities, confusing high achievers, making them wonder if they're to blame for their abuse.
I can tell you from first-hand experience that a lot of guys cannot handle it when women in their field win. What I found is that the men around me will undermine what I'm doing. And then when they see me winning, they go, maybe it's luck. Then when they see it really working, they start to go, actually, I should be doing that. And you can see it in their eyes, guys. You can see men envying you and being jealous of your abilities in their eyes. I'll give you a very basic example of what this looks like. So I remember once I was meeting up with a couple of guys that I knew, and I thought they're successful in their own right. So, I'm thinking we're equals at the table. And I came with one of my designer bags because I love designer bags and I buy them for myself once in a while. So I'm sitting there on my own, waiting for everybody to come. My designer bag is sitting with me. I've got my shades on. I'm looking cute. I'm a very happy chappy. And the one guy comes. He looks at me, gives me this very snux look. And he looks at my bag and then he goes, oh, we've got money, don't we? And like something in me just went, what does that even mean? Like, why are you making that statement when we've been chilling together for so long? And why are you looking at my things in that way? That makes no sense when you have your own things, right? So when the bill eventually came, this guy specifically said, no, Lebu, you'll pay for me since you've got so much money. And I remember thinking to myself, that makes absolutely no sense. And I have never spoken about anything that I have. I just came with a designer bag. I came with my designer shades. And I'm there living my best life with my own money. And I realized that the look that I'd seen in his eyes when he arrived was a look of envy. Even though he's got his own things, it was the idea that I might have more than him that made him want to belittle me in public. So a lot of the time when people are intimidated, especially if you're a woman, by what they think you have, they will try to do stupid things like, oh, then maybe you should pay the bill. Then maybe you should do this. You take on the responsibilities. It's a way of them punishing you for making them feel bad about what they think they don't have. That time, you don't talk about what you have. You don't talk about how much you're making. You don't talk about your material possessions. You're just there being a person who's very proud of themselves and you're living your life very quietly, right? So I started to see that kind of behavior in a lot of spaces where I was with men. Yes, women have their own issues with each other, but right now in this conversation, I'm specifically speaking about men. And so what this specific guy did was he basically copied everything that I do and tried to do what I'm doing and to show me that he can do it better. The sad part is he's the only one in competition because I'm not in competition with anyone else but myself, right? And I found that over the years, I lost a lot of guys who I thought were my friends because they were actually envious of my ability to fight for myself and get things done for myself and then reward myself for getting things done, right? So yes, we see people always saying, oh, women are gold diggers, women want men to do everything. But guys, even when you do your own thing, a lot of times men cannot handle it. They want you to do your own thing, but not more than what they can do for you. So ladies, be careful. Be careful of who you show your success to. Be careful of who you allow to speak to you in certain ways. And when somebody does what that guy did and says, you pay for the bill, you say no, very firmly. So he understands that he can never belittle you or make you feel bad for achieving what you worked very, very hard for. That he needs to respect you or piss off. That's literally it. Respect or go away. Let me know if you've experienced this as a woman and what you've done to deal with it. As a man, if you've seen it happen, what have you done to protect the women around you?